What's up, everyone? It's A Trades Crypto here. Just wanted to run through some Bitcoin miner charts for everyone. I think there's a lot of noise and a lot of smoke going on right now in the mining community, and I think hopefully this video can bring some calmness to everything that's going on. So, first thing that really draws my attention is right here we have the ribbons that are blue, and you can see I'm constantly talking about my ribbons, and if they switch red, it's going to be a long period of downtrend. So right here, you can see they're down to the wire. Even with this red candle, we still are blue. So this following week, I think, is the week actually that sets the color. If not, max, this will be the 11th that it starts. So we have either one more week or 2 more weeks before color change direction. So it'll be interesting to see how the election plays out. It'll be interesting to see how this upcoming week is, but I think regardless of the fact that I'm pretty bullish on this week. So let's look at the 3-day candle. 3-day candle giving us, obviously a little red print here. And bottom was, for me, in at this point here. I really can't imagine us dropping $3 more from this point on. You can see, even if this is the bounce right here, it would make sense for us to just continue this slow grind up. So this candle closes on Tuesday. So this would be like a max pain red candle, 3-day candle. So it'll be interesting to see Monday. Maybe we get a nice little wick, come back up. But I'm, like I said, for the most part, bullish overall on this sector. You look at my advanced RSI indicator. Typically, when the weekly time frame hits a bottom like this and it breaks out, it got rejected here. Obviously came back down. It would make sense for a bounce this upcoming week, or if this is our last max pain week, it would be something like that. Let me see. Boom, boom, boom. So it would be max pain 15 cents more. Let's say, nothing bullish happens this week. So boom. And then start the little uptrend, but we're definitely not breaking down again past this on a weekly time frame, and that's about 1545. So 1545 Mara would be this week's max pain. I think there's a potential to get maybe a wick underneath it, but there's the weekly close above 1545 is the max pain that I'm seeing, and I do think there is still potential to get this weekly close above 18 bucks. So I am still bullish, and I'm appropriately bullish. Alrighty, then we look at the monthly time frame. Monthly time frame is on max short squeeze mode. As you can see, even these are down to the wire. So these monthly ribbons are going to flip this month. So December, or this month, will determine the direction. If this price continues to drag down, these ribbons will turn red from this candle. But as you can see, even on a monthly time frame for Mara, let's see, monthly time frame has just been grinding up slowly. It's just this volatility with this price action here is just driving everyone nuts. October got us almost to 20 bucks. We went as low as 1460. We started this month around 1736. Got right now 16 bucks. So this is just a mind game, essentially, in the market. But this is one thing that interests me. The monthly close, I don't see it under 1650. 1615. Because that's the middle of the river, and the river itself already gave me the direction. So even if it just goes like this on a monthly time frame, we're entering a bull market going into this year. So hold up, I don't like that. Really just makes sense for it to bounce here. That's why I'm so bullish for this month. I know exactly where we're at in this market. I feel confident that Bitcoin is entering a bull market. So this on a monthly time frame, and then sets us up perfectly to, same period for March, when it kind of hit that blow off top last March right here, February. So February, March could even be like this. So in February, and I expect it to at least come back from a technical standpoint to close at least where we closed last month, but I really do anticipate a crazier move on the monthly. So that's where I'm seeing the monthly standpoint. That's why the noise that I'm seeing right now on the shorter time frames really doesn't affect me, because on a monthly, weekly standpoint, the setup could not be any better for me. My advanced RSI indicator keeps me calm in situations like this. But yeah, let's see what this day brings. But it did print a nasty little 4 candles, and it's either gonna bounce on Monday like this. So just because we got the sell signal here on the daily time frame doesn't mean we're gonna break through. It actually closed right on the bottom of the river, which is pretty bullish. So you can see this time it actually did the same move on October 10th. It closed right on the bottom of the river, and then that's when it started this nice little rip. It went from 15 to about 18. So if it started at 16, maybe this is the one that takes us to 20. So like I said, still bullish appropriately because the charts look decent to me from the longer standpoint. So if Monday's a shakeout and we go a little bit down, then tomorrow might drop to, that range I said, the 1550, and that seems appropriate because then it's not too overextended on the river. So it would be, something like this Monday, and overextended already, so it won't fall much farther than that, and then continue to move up. But I think it makes more sense for us to bounce on Monday and have like a pretty decent day and step away from the bottom of the river. But I know it's hard to be bullish, and everyone's really scared, but this is where opportunity is the best. Ribbons are still green on a daily time frame, so just block out the noise. The weekly looks ready, in my opinion. So weekly time frame looking ready for a bounce. Same pattern as so we have the monthly ribbons, or watch, let me just go through this. We have the monthly looking like it wants to bounce right at the middle, bullish. We have the weekly looking like it wants to bounce right here, or we already escaped the bottom of the river, so it can very well bounce right on top and continue this move up. Something like that. So you can see all these time frames, the monthly, the weekly, the daily, they're all at these key levels of the river, which is the bottom or the middle. So when I have that confluence of where a bounce zones, I feel very confident that a bounce is imminent. Alrighty, so it looks like, let's see, I'm going to start with the monthly on CleanSpark. Sorry for the low energy, guys. I slept in way too late. Daylight savings really got me. One second. But monthly time frame on CleanSpark is really what looks fantastic. Huge buy zone from 15 to 775, and we'll dissect that so you can see. But when the buy zones pop up on the monthly time frame, it really just solidifies that they're not going to push this down. Ribbons are blue, and I would be scared for CleanSpark if I didn't see this. This is no easy feat for it to have a buy zone this thick. And you can see we came down, nice wick to about basically $8, and it's steady climbing. We got the previous candle was outlined green hollow, which means that we're building up. All we need to do for essentially this candle to turn red is get back, or turn to green is get back to $11, and that's pretty easy in my opinion from like a monthly standpoint. And then we look at the river. The river itself looks like this is not going to break down underneath here. This is why my river indicator really keeps me calm, because it does not lie. And you can see the girth expanded here on a monthly time frame when it gets the girth expansion. So last year we saw it, really continues the move. I haven't seen this just give us girth and then just die. So we got the reverse girth here to the downside, but we haven't really seen a hard move like this. So I anticipate a crazy move on a monthly river standpoint. So still some room to push up. So a bounce here, kind of like BTC, and then continue this move up. So I'm bullish for what's to come because miner gangs are all giving me that same type of bullish monthly longer time frame. So when I have the longer time frames looking like this, really helps me keep calm. Especially seeing the buy zones, the ribbons are blue, so short squeeze mode's coming. Um, Takeoff is imminent at this point. It's just a matter of not too much time now. So, alrighty. Weekly time frame looks like it is essentially looking like Mara. All the traditional plays are in this max short squeeze mode. You can see that the ribbons are absolutely tight. So if this move continues, down, then this week, then these ribbons are gonna turn. These ribbons are gonna turn red. So I'm really not anticipating this week to be bad. A wick maybe to this a gap zone that's formed on the daily, and then right back to launching. So overall, it looks like the weekly river is going to probably test max pain 950, which lines up with the box 10 to 950, and then launch pad it, but I think it even can launch pad it here. I think there's a lot of potential to just continue this move right here. Sometimes the river um, doesn't always play out. Sometimes you think it doesn't need to hit the bottom again, especially after we already were so overextended. It comes in, rejected here, meets somewhere in the middle, both the bottom and the middle. So right here, and then continue the move up. This seems more logical to me. So it'll be exciting week we have ahead. And then one thing else is my advanced RSI indicator gives me one print, and then I give it 1 week to flip out of it. So we either finish this print like this. Oh, this week obviously did finish like this. So this week has to be green, because if it's not green, then the trend is set. So that's why I'm betting, critically thinking about where the miners are, the market, election, the max capitulation that I saw this week when Bitcoin prices where they're at. It just doesn't make sense for me for this to finish off like that. Signal line actually finished off green, which is bullish. So I probably am anticipating a move like this. Where we just start our green. So let's see. Yeah. So I'm pretty bullish, like I said, on the weekly time frame. So, and then daily time frame, ribbons are very tight. So got a decision to make to come hit smack this little gap right here. I think it's logical to think it will. And we have a lot of girth on the river right now. So with the girth comes the expansion in price. So if it wants to close in hit this 970, I do think the 970 is going to be an appropriate area, because that's actually the middle of the gap. So I do see potential already though, because it is curling here. This isn't giving us a clear move down. So we could very well just have bottomed in this range here. So it'll be interesting to see. I think maybe, yeah, this already looks overkill for me. So I would have liked to see the close above that 1060 on the daily to really solidify and bring confidence, but we did not get it. So I wouldn't mind to start off Monday with a wick and then make this move back up to the upside. So volume is weak, but at least present. So that's at least a good thing. And then let's review the advanced RSI in all time frames. So you can see that this was really the consolidation period. This was the first explosive move huge dip, explosive move, consolidation, broke down. And you can see this, we had little consolidation, and you can see the girth and the river itself is already choosing to curl up, and it already broke the downtrend. So typically when we start curling up on a daily time frame, retests are likely in between like these, the top and the bottom, or the top and the middle. It could retest here. The middle and the bottom, or retest here is appropriate. So that's why one of my most killer indicators is this guy right here. So I really think it's going to be some shit like this, guys, and get ready for it because I'm calling it. And then the weekly time frame, same thing. So you can see, let me see. So the weekly time frame, you can see that we got the first explosive move here. And I think we're entering this period right here. So this looks exactly the same, where we had a run up, it had a run up, slightly more downturn here, but this period here looks the exact same. So I really want to see the river start to curl this way, and I think we do. I think this is what's going to happen. And with this comes huge girth. So this move, essentially on a weekly time frame, will cause the expansion of the river to do this because it's such a steep move. So I do think this thing is about to get crazy exactly like that. Exactly like this, exactly like this. So it'll be interesting to see. And I think it looks good. Yeah. So the monthly time frame is really what I'm focusing on for these miners. So monthly and weekly. So this is a lot of girth, a lot of expansion, and I really do think we're setting up for a very, very nice little hit here on the monthly time frame leading up to. So I'm giving it about that. I think that's a realistic. That's not my target either. Not 26. Probably higher. I haven't dropped my target video, but I just want to be modest with my lines because there is price action associated. So overall, I think that we're in for a run like this, and I think it looks fantastic. Let's look at Riot. So this guy actually looks pretty decent on like a monthly standpoint, man. So monthly time frame, just kind of rocking out with its little cock out. So this thing is just consolidation beast. So it's eventually got to break out. River shows that it finally came back in on a monthly standpoint. So we're right here. So I think Riot is going to hit some type of crazy girth expansion here, man. I really do. So I think it's going to be like this on a monthly standpoint. I think Riot is severely undervalued. I'm not saying I love Riot, but you know, traditional plays right now are going to be the ones that are going to thrive in this industry because we're in Q4. So slight increase on the monthly. Overall, just, monthly just looks stable. And bottom of my bands are actually going up. Ribbons are red, but have been red and tight since 2022. So Riot is due for a breakout type of move. I think it's going to hit something like this, like it did. All right, so weekly standpoint. 1 second. One second. So, in a weekly standpoint, right, actually is giving a lot of positivity. It's been closing above 10 EMA since for this is the fourth week close. And what's interesting is the ribbons are finally like they were fanning out, and we got a swift little curve to it. So the setup here is looking beautiful for Riot because when we see these weekly curls, like this was huge fan out, but when you see like a curl, this part right here, the curve from red transitioning, that's where you see some type of meat of the move. And you can see we curved, we saw a little meat of the move, and we should see maybe boom, consolidate maybe this week, but some explosiveness definitely is coming in the next week or two. Something similar to this. So there's some sells here that it has to take out at 11.16 to $13, and that's been major resistance. And I think once it does, we're flying right back to this 15 to like $20 range, probably in December is my target. So weekly whale volume just looking, okay, but it's the daily time frame for Riot that looks better for me. So you can see that compared to a lot of the rest of the miners, it's had like this steady increase in red, even though it lost a bunch. It went from peak whale volume at 63 to bottom at 35. It finished off at 39. Daily time frame still chugging along and looking decent. So Riot actually is looking decent. Even with this gap down, sell down, it now has a gap to the upside that I think it's going to want to fill pretty aggressively. I'm not sure what Jason and them are doing with Riot, but I think the chart looks one of the best. And I'm not pumping Riot. Fundamentally, we all know it's not one of the best, but I think the chart does look one of the best of all traditional plays. I'm not sure why, and you can see the strength even with the advanced RSI. It already bounced off of the top, and it's showing that it wants to continue this move higher on a shorter time frame. So it's kind of crazy. So I think that's why I think some of these miners are really going to run Monday, just because I'm seeing the strength in like these in this sector still. So the strength on the daily, it showed me that it is going to bounce here. So that is bullish. Weekly time frame came very close to, we want to see this close above here. We did get some price action above, but no dice. So you can see from the max pain bottom here came in, but we're able to bounce here. I think Riot once it closes above like it's like $10. So hold on. It's like $10, yeah. It's like 10.10. So once it closes above 10.10, should see a nice little run, and this one's way ahead of like CleanSpark and Mara. I'm not sure why, but even on like let's look at Mara, CleanSpark. Look at way ahead. You can tell just based off of the river, it really broke into the middle, almost made it to the top. CleanSpark barely got rejected at the middle. Now it's retesting the bottom. Mara, same thing, was able to break into the middle, came back down, but the strength of Riot is insane. So from a TA perspective, on a weekly time frame, on a daily time frame, it looks one of the best. I'm not sure why, but I'm not trying to be unrealistic, but the charts are saying that it looks one of the best. Cipher, let's see here. Cipher looks fantastic on all time frames. It's hard to be any type of thing but bullish for this guy. So as you can see, it got the breakout already. It got the buy signal on this monthly. So it kind of just sets up November for continuation of this move to the upside. So overall, the monthly looks fantastic. Volume looks great. Have not seen a parabolic candle. And even though the price action is not the best, we have a green candle. And it's full body, so very, very bullish monthly. So weekly chart is still bullish, guys. I mean, the ribbons, this was its opportunity for them to turn red, and it faked everyone out completely. I was having streams, and we were buying this under $3, and look at that, it's almost a ×2 return here. Weekly candle closed off, outlined red. So I would like to see the continuation of this move up for this following week. So we'll see if we get it. The river, kind of bullish that it did close above the top. Very bullish actually. So this is going to be a fun week, and I always say that Cipher runs by itself, and I think we're going to see Cipher run this week. I think we're going to see this. It makes sense because if we break down into the river, it's going to take a week or 2 or 3 for it to reclaim and bounce. It already closed above resistance of the top of the river, so a bounce here seems more likely, honestly. MACD still looking fantastic, and then whales, look at that shit. That looks great. So overall, this chart looks super good, super bullish, guys. On the monthly, on the weekly, this is my favorite looking chart right now, and better than Riot. So Riot isn't the best. I mean, there's no denying this is the best. And then you can see what happened here. We hit the top of the bands, sold off a little bit, just missed the buy zone too. So this buy was, if this chart goes down, this will get eaten up completely here. So it's not going to stay down, and it already gave us the direction it wants to go. We literally V-shaped recovery on the daily time frame. River is showing us kind of like Riot, how strong this chart is. It didn't even bounce off the middle of the middle of the river. It bounced right above, which solidifies really the strength. So a daily close above like this 1050, so it's basically 1050. A daily close above 1050 is going to absolutely, it's a little lower. All right, so it is like 1047. This is going to be the level on the daily. I think if we break this Monday or Tuesday, wow, we're probably going to fly. So like I said, this really runs by itself. I don't know why, but typically likes to run when the rest are kind of cooling off, but it's showing me it wants to run. So I'm calling Cipher running on Monday or Tuesday really hard. So I will be excited to monitor this. But overall, that looks great. You can see a retest here is probably what's going to happen because the daily looks fantastic still. And then monthly looks fantastic. I mean, there's really nothing to complain about, but this chart looks nuts. Alrighty. Let's look at BTBT. Yeah, the monthly river gave us the buy signal, and it's currently above the top of the river, which is bullish. So, oh, I mean, this is HUT. Sorry, I didn't mean to say BTBT. So, HUT chart looks fantastic. So, it's giving us this same period here, where we're gonna, this buy signal popped up. Buy signal popped up. I think what we're about to see is gonna be insane for this chart, man. Insane. Why is my, one sec. I think HUT is about to go parabolic, man. I think it is. So I think we're going to see a monthly like this. And I think this right here, this monthly should just continue because this is October. It's only going like sideways because November started bad. But if this continues like that, this will actually curl up and go in. And I do anticipate, I think this is what is about to happen, man. I really do. So I think this is about to be a crazy upcoming month for HUD 8. So HUD 8 is absolutely primed on the monthly time frame. So absolutely primed here. Before I get to the weekly RSI, I will cover it more thoroughly. But the monthly looks fantastic. As you can see, I left my HUD 8 levels on that I'm looking out for. So you can see increase in whale. Overall, this chart looks fantastic. So we don't have to worry about this level anymore. So the key levels that I really am watching are in the $5 increments here. So 5 or 10, 15, 20, 25. So you can see that these are obviously levels of interest for me. And this monthly started off already above essentially the mid-range. So very bullish. I could see this going right to 20 bucks here very soon. So the ribbons are about to get explosive. You can tell because they had a transition from blue to red, and so quickly. Rarely do I see a chart flip ribbons this quick, and you can see they went straight to green. So HUT is due for probably one of the most parabolic runs we've seen across the miner sector on a monthly standpoint. What an amazing chart. And then the weekly, this is what really turns me on, guys. So the weekly chart, you can see it's just Looking beautiful, V-shaped recovery on the week, trading above mid-range right now, so that's very bullish. Came very close to the $20 range, so that's extremely bullish. So we're going to see HUD 8 protect. I'm assuming this now $15 is long-term support. So if you're not in HUD 8, you can definitely probably scoop it around $15, and these are like my ranges that I'm looking to if I wanted to scale out. I wouldn't scale out here anymore because I think once we get to 20, it's going to absolutely blast to 25. Chart just looks way too good. And then on the river standpoint, yes, look at this. Got the buy signal. So the buy signal. So HUD 8's about to get it, man. It's about to be crazy. It already broke through on the weekly. Um, the top of the river right here, so we got the close there. So it's basically confirming that this upcoming week is going to be nuts for HUD 8. So HUD 8 is about to go parabolic. I'm calling it this week. The volume ratio is absolutely perfect, 75% whales in the chart, and this thing could not look any better. What an amazing chart. And then we break it down into the daily. Look at this, man. Look at this HUD 8 daily chart just chugging along with absolute strength, still protecting 10 EMA. You can see the significance of 10 EMA. Huge candle from 18 to 15 and immediately started trading above still. So this thing really came very close to the upper level. But look at this, the strength. It's already showing me that we're going to bounce here. So if this can curl up on Monday, yeah, if this can curl up on Monday, the buy signal will show up. So this is very bullish because it should have really just continued down. You rarely see a sharp, steep move lateral on the river, and that just means that the buyers are here. And you can tell that the buyers are here because the volume. So the volume is still showing us that they have 53% whales after a steep decrease from 80%. So this was the chance. When we see these arrows, it really gives us like two, like boom, down, down, and that really drags price down. But instead, we kind of maintained here. The river is showing me that it is continuing this move up. Like, yeah, you can see I'm watching this area here for similarities, but you can definitely see that the river is going to continue this shit. So I could see HUD 8 bouncing from right here and continuing this move up. And then once here, I think it makes sense for it to come maybe bounce again right here at this range and then just keep tracking along. You can see that HUD 8 is a machine and just really powerful chart. So I'm really liking this chart. So one of the best looking charts across the board. So not an easy feat. Shout out to Asher. I'll have Asher on a live interview on November 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern time. So I got more fun things planned for HUD 8 in that chart. So it'll be a good, definitely a good interview. And then I want to do BTBT. Shout out to Sam. I will have Sam as well on a live interview. So that'll be very exciting. I also have Ciphers, hence me doing those charts, making sure I cover them. But you can look at BTBT's chart here on the monthly standpoint. It just looks like it wants to explode. The consolidation that it's been doing is not an easy feat, and it has gotten very tight here. Not only did it get tight, the monthly did give us the buy signal. So like I said, the buy signal, when it does pop up, and this is so tight. So I do really think that this is about to go like crazy. It's probably gonna go like this. Yeah, it's due. And then you're going to see some craziness with the price action, man. So this is ready. Volume looks good. Monthly looks good. Got huge buy orders keeping it up. You can tell as soon as it touches like $2, it just bounces hard. So super strong chart, guys. Super strong chart. And then a weekly standpoint, Weekly chart looks good still, guys. You can see that this rejection area at 450 to like 530 is where the selling pressure is at. So as soon as we blast through 530, it really should be clear skies to where my targets are in the mid-teens. So overall, the river looks like it's still just tracking along. Like, look at this. This looks great. You can tell that it's not going to continue this move down because the river is still going up. So with the rivers going up like this, a retest here even is very likely. So I could see it retesting here. I don't think it necessarily has to go down there. So weekly standpoint, just because the river is going up, the retest above the middle is very, very likely. So weekly standpoint, the chart looks very bullish. We still have 63% whales. We had a peak of 76, and you can see that the ribbons are still green, still fanning out. And overall, the chart is very bullish structure, making higher lows every weekly candle. So this is a very, very bullish chart, and I think it looks great. We did get a sell signal, likewise with a lot of the miners. So even though a sell signal comes up, the ribbons are still green. So we can get a sell signal like we did here, and then it can continue to move up because the ribbons are still very bullish. So it did break down underneath the middle of the river. So let's see, max pain for this bad boy. I just can't see it. 320, 326. I think it makes sense for it to snap and continue to retest and try to reclaim the middle of the river. Middle of the river on a daily time frame is right there. So a bounce on Monday would be needed to assure me that we're not going to revisit here. And I think that's very likely based off of how powerful the chart looks on a weekly and a monthly standpoint. So remember what I said, my advanced RSD or my advanced MACD, I give it one bar print before we get to flip to the reversal. So if we get a bad day Monday, then it absolutely will revisit that like mid lower $3 range. But I think it's more likely for this MACD to have been max pain MACD and a reversal to the upside on Monday. So I see a lot of positivity. On the dailies chart, we had a 86% whale see, but we do have multiple arrows down. So I need to see some positivity on Monday for the continuation of the move to the upside. So that'll be it, gang. I covered a few miners. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. If you want me to make another video on more miners, drop a comment on which miners I missed and which miners you would like me to see, and drop a video this week. Thank you, everyone. I appreciate the support. And yeah, later, gang.